Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Thursday morning. It's Stephen Whiteside here from the uptrend.com. Well, Wednesday turned out to be a bearish reversal day. We had a large number of bearish reversal signals. Not only did they reverse, but they actually closed below the previous day's close. So that is a more significant bearish reversal signal. And now we're looking to see if we get a follow through to the downside today. We are getting follow through to the downside in the pre-market this morning. It's not that significant. Yeah, we're being led lower by the Russell 2000. The Nasdaq's holding up fairly well, down less than 0.5% at the moment. If we look at the Dow, just as an example, we're down 243 points. The average true range for the Dow at the moment is 422.73 points. So anything below that is basically noise. If we were to be trading down over 422 points, that would get the attention of a lot more traders, and there'd be a lot more action going on at the moment, but that's not what's happening. Now, you don't use that number when you're comparing symbols. You should go and look at the average true range as a percent. And if we look at the Dow, it's currently 0.99, so just under 1%. The S&P 500 is just over 1%, while the Nasdaq is 1.31%. So you're getting, of course, more volatility in the Nasdaq. That's also reflected in the premiums you pay on options. It costs less to play the options in the Dow than it does to play options in the Nasdaq 100. And then, of course, if we move into individual stocks, the average true range for NVIDIA right now is 2.83. For Tesla, it's 6.02%. So a lot more volatility in Tesla versus NVIDIA. And of course, that is not only reflected in the volatility of the price, but the premiums you pay on options to trade those particular stocks. Now, in the news this morning, we've got Boeing. They had one of their planes crashed in India. So the stock is currently trading down over 7%. Of course, that price is fluctuating every second. And of course, if it were to close there this afternoon at 4 o'clock, that would give us a new daily sell signal for Boeing. Now we're coming into Thursday. We've got initial jobless claims at 8:30. We've got PPI numbers coming out. And so those two numbers could certainly help change the direction of the market on Thursday morning. Looking at the VIX this morning, for the S&P 500 VIX, we're looking for a close above 1903. The pros are just about to take control of the VIX, so that could be bearish for the stock market. The VIX for the Nasdaq, we're looking for a close above 2129, and for the Russell 2000, we're looking for a close above 2398. Now, looking at the world of currencies, the US dollar index is still on a sell signal. No change there. No change for the Canadian dollar or the euro. The Mexican peso had a nice update on Wednesday, making a new high for this move. Looking at the world of commodities, starting off with the energy sector, we had a huge big update for crude oil, up 4.68% on the day. No joy for natural gas at the moment. For Canadian energy stocks, they were up 2.22% yesterday, while U.S. energy stocks were up 1.45%. Looking at the metals, we've got copper trading down to the lower channel line yesterday. No change in trend there. We've got gold up $59 in the pre-market this morning. So that should take us out of the channel that we've been in for the past couple of days. Platinum shooting higher on Wednesday, making a new high for this move. And we saw a small pullback for silver. Now, when we look at the miners, the GDX is still on a buy signal. The iShares for the TSX Global Gold Index generated a sell signal on Tuesday. We had an inside day on Wednesday, and we actually might come back on a buy signal on Thursday. We'll just have to wait and see. Now, junior gold miners had an inside day on Wednesday. Silver miners also had an inside day, and junior silver miners saw a small pullback, just down 8 cents on the day, so no major change there. Let's finish off this morning's presentation, taking a look at the winners and losers. And on the TSX 60 and the TSX Composite, the big winner was Dollarama. On the TSX 60, the big loser was Tim Hortons. Then back on the TSX Composite, after Dollarama, it was Celestica. And then Maya was the big loser on the day. It would traded down through the lower channel line, but did not close below it. So we're still looking for a close below $12.99 to give us a sell signal on Thursday. United Healthcare slithered its way into a buy signal, so there's no real enthusiasm here for this stock. We needed to close about 307. We closed at 310.56, so not something I would be chasing at the moment. Then Amazon was the big loser on the day. Looking at the NASDAQ 100, it was Warner Brothers was the big winner. Intel was the big loser. And then on the NASDAQ 100 after Warner Brothers, it was Starbucks was the big winner, followed by Team, and Team back on a sell signal as of Wednesday's close. This stock fell apart back at the end of February coming into March, and that's when tables turned for this stock and investors stopped buying the dip. And you can see the flypaper channel has continued to act as resistance for the past couple of months. Okay, folks, that is all for this morning's presentation. I am doing this video just ahead of those economic numbers coming out at 8:30. So far, the stock indices haven't really changed much. They're being pulled lower mostly by Boeing, but we'll have to see how the market reacts to these numbers. Enjoy the rest of your day. Next time you'll hear my voice is on Friday morning.
Thanks for tuning in until the very end of today's stock market timing educational video. If you found the content valuable, don't forget to express your support by hitting the like button, leave a comment, sharing with your friends, and subscribing to our channel for more insightful updates. Remember, in the world of stocks, timing is crucial, and following the trend can be your greatest ally. If you would like more information on how we can help you better time the stock market, please visit theyuptrend.com.